Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a totally immersive journey down into the lush, vibrant landscapes of southern India to experience the absolute most important and arguably the most spectacular traditional festival of Kerala. We are going to explore a celebration where ancient mythology perfectly collides with a brilliant, sensory-rich harvest season. We're talking about a time when an entire state literally bursts into colors, rhythms, and some seriously amazing flavors.
It's a pretty fascinating question, right? What actually brings an ancient king back to his people every single year? Imagine a ruler so beloved, so deeply ingrained in the hearts of his citizens, that centuries and centuries of time simply cannot erase his legacy. To understand the grand traditions we see today, we first have to unravel this central mystery. We have to look at a larger-than-life mythological narrative that serves as the very heartbeat of this entire festival. Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1. The Legend of Mahabali. So, according to Hindu tradition, Kerala was once ruled by a powerful but just incredibly kind Asura king named Mahabali. People affectionately called him Mavali, and under his leadership, the land experienced this unprecedented level of prosperity and equality. But, there was a catch. His popularity became so massive that it actually shifted the cosmic balance. The gods themselves began to grow really concerned about his expanding influence. They were terrified that this beloved earthly king was basically overshadowing them. And this brilliantly illustrates a classic mythological turning point: intervention. Lord Vishnu decides to visit Mahabali, but he doesn't show up in all his divine glory. Instead, he disguises himself as Vamana, a dwarf Brahmin, and approaches the generous king to ask for what seems like an incredibly humble, simple gift: just as much land as he could cover in 3 strides. Let's actually walk through these steps and see how this builds. True to his generous nature, Mahabali agrees without a second thought. But the very moment the king agrees, the humble dwarf Vamana dramatically expands into this gigantic, limitless cosmic form. It's a breathtaking twist. With his very first step, Vamana covers the entire earth. With his second step, he covers the heavens. So there's literally nowhere left for a third step. To keep his promise, the noble King Mahabali steps up and offers the only thing he has left: his own head. Touched by the king's ultimate sacrifice and just his unwavering devotion to his word, Lord Vishnu doesn't destroy him. Actually, it's quite the opposite. Vishnu granted Mahabali a special blessing. He could return to visit his people once every single year. This ultimate cosmic compromise is the foundational myth of the Onam festival. The people of Kerala aren't just celebrating a harvest. No, they are throwing a massive, annual, statewide welcome home party for their all-time favorite ancient king. Which brings us to part 2, the 10 days of Onam. We're transitioning now out of the realm of myth and into reality, looking at how the people of Kerala actually prepare for this monumental return. The festival aligns perfectly with the seasonal harvest, falling during the Malayala month of Chingam. That usually lands right around August or September for us. And over the centuries, these agricultural traditions merge totally seamlessly with the legend of Mahabali. Now, preparing for a king takes time, specifically 10 days. The celebration is this beautifully structured build-up. It kicks off on day 1, Autumn, and then progresses through Chitira, Chodi, Vishakam, Anajam, Thriketa, Moolam, Poradam, and Uthardam. The excitement is just constantly building, day by day, until it reaches an absolute fever pitch on the 10th and most spectacular day, Onam. This final day is the ultimate pinnacle of the festival, the exact moment Mahabali is believed to finally arrive. So, how exactly do you throw a welcome home party for a mythological king? Let's get into part 3. Feasts, boats, and dances. The traditions of Onam are incredibly physical. They are loud, they are delicious, and they're a complete sensory overload in the absolute best way possible. From the food to the sports, every single element is designed to show Mahabali that his people are still thriving, happy, and prosperous. Take the Pukalam, for instance. It's one of the most recognizable symbols of the entire festival. These are intricate, insanely colorful floral designs created right at the entrance of homes. But here's the cool part. They aren't just put down once. Starting on that first day, Autumn, families will traditionally add new layers of fresh, vibrant flowers to the design every single day throughout the festival. It basically becomes this living, blooming welcome mat for King Mahabali. And of course, you absolutely cannot have a festival without a feast. The Onam Sadhya is legendary. It is a massive, incredibly elaborate vegetarian feast served traditionally on a fresh green banana leaf. Let me tell you, this isn't just a quick meal, it's a whole experience. Traditionally eaten while sitting on the floor, the sadhya can feature an unbelievable array of dishes. We're talking rice, sambar, avial, toran, olan, pachadi, and a rich, sweet dessert called payasam, just to name a few. It is literally the taste of Kerala's agricultural abundance. Then the energy spills right out of the homes and onto the water with Valam Kali. These are Kerala's famous snakeboat races. Picture this: massive, incredibly long traditional boats slicing right through the river, rowed by huge teams of people. The rowers move in this perfect, intense, synchronized rhythm to traditional songs. It's an extraordinary display of community teamwork, intense physical endurance, and just pure exhilarating spectacle. Back on land, the celebrations continue through dance, and the contrast here is just amazing. On one side, you have Kaikati Kali, which is also known as Thiravathira Kali. This is a wonderfully graceful traditional group dance performed by women wearing these beautiful cream and gold kasabi saris. But then, on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you have Puli Kali. Here, performers literally paint their entire bodies to look like tigers, and they leap through the streets in these wildly energetic, aggressive dances. It's completely driven by the booming rhythms of traditional percussion. It's wild, it's fun, and it just perfectly balances the elegance of the other traditions. All of these sensory details point towards something much deeper. That brings us to part 4, the spirit of Kerala. So the crucial point is, to truly grasp what we were talking about in this explainer, we really have to look at the underlying universal themes tying all of these rich cultural practices together. Onam is absolutely a celebration of the harvest and agricultural life, no doubt. But more fundamentally, it represents the core ideals of prosperity, abundance, equality, and generosity. It's a time for family and community to come together to actually remember the utopian ideals of King Mahabali's reign, a time when every single person was treated with fairness and respect. And I think this leads to perhaps the most beautiful aspect of the whole festival. The celebration isn't limited to just one religion. People from all different communities in Kerala participate in the Onam festivities. So while its roots are deeply embedded in Hindu mythology, Onam has completely transcended religious boundaries. It's become a profoundly secular and unifying celebration. It really serves as the ultimate expression of Kerala's shared cultural identity. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this lingering, provocative thought. What does it actually mean to build a society so prosperous and just that even the gods take notice? Because really, that is the true legacy of King Mahabali. Onam is way more than just a party. It is a powerful yearly reminder of the utopian society we are all capable of creating through kindness, equality, and community. It challenges us to look at our own lives and ask how we too can cultivate a little bit of that prosperity and generosity every single day.